Hey everybody, just came out of President Biden's last State of the Union address, at least of this term. I got to tell you, I feel like I've been yelled at for an hour and a half. It was a speech that I think the goal was to prove to the American people that President Biden has the vitality and the energy to be president. And truthfully, I don't know how it looked at home, but being in the room with him, I think he way overplayed that. There was just seemed to me a lot of insincere energy there on his part, screaming, practically yelling at the people in the room to try to make the point that he has the energy to be president. And frankly, looking at the crowd too, the energy in the room there was not as high as you would expect it to be. There were a lot of times when certainly the Democrats stood up and applauded and gave ovations and many of the things that were said, but not in a way that showed a lot of enthusiasm. But there were a few points where we could join him in agreement on some of the statements he made, particularly when it came to Israel or veterans, things that are important, the statements he made that we could agree with. But for the most part, frankly, it was a campaign speech. And I apologize if it sounds cynical to say so. I think the State of the Union has become just that, an opportunity for a candidate to make statements in a rally-like setting. And that's unfortunate to me. I wish that the president would have addressed some of the solutions that we could all work together on. It was over an hour into the speech before he talked about the one thing that is on most people's minds, and that's the crisis at the southern border. That tells me that President Biden is just a little bit out of touch with what the priorities of the American people are. I thought he had, frankly, a good ending to his speech. He talked a lot about the American ideals and plans for the future, but overall the body of the speech was lacking in direction. And I think he really lost an opportunity to unify the American people. So overall, it was, like I said, I felt like I was being yelled at for an hour and a half. And I'd be interested to hear what you guys think from your vantage point at home and watching it on television. So thank you very much for listening, and hope to see you soon.